The first time I was introduced to the concept of being understood or understanding was by a very good friend of mine. And I was astounded by how simple it was and yet so profound. What it is all about is taking a look at your relationships, your intimate relationships, or your intimate relationship and other relationships, where you take a look at, is my main focus on being understood or understanding? And depending on that focus, the quality of the relationship will be strongly affected by your focus. If you're mainly focused on being understood, then maybe you don't listen well enough, or you just listen well enough so that you can formulate your own response, or while you're listening you're rehearsing your own answer, so as soon as the other person becomes quiet you're able to put your line in there and get your point across. So your focus is about being understood, and this can be also very frustrating because it's not always easy for the other person to understand us. So this focus can lead to frustration in not being understood. On the other hand, if you mainly focus on understanding, you have a sincere interest in finding out about the other person. You listen, you turn off your own stuff, you don't have that reply rehearsing in your head. You listen with your full attention and you ask questions. And this is very useful not only in intimate relationships, in friend relationships, anywhere. This is an excellent tool to handle conflicts and to take care of issues that might otherwise escalate and lead to bigger conflicts. It is also a great tool for acknowledgement. It sort of comes with the package. If you focus on understanding, you will acknowledge the other person. That's just the way it goes. If your main focus is there, they will, with very few exceptions, feel very acknowledged by you, because you are intent on understanding and focusing on them. There's also a masculine trap here. I know myself and from other men and other people, when again I say man or women, when I say man, I mean in this case someone with a masculine core, which can be a woman also who is mainly masculine in their essence, in their core. When this masculine person, let's say man for simplicity's sake, comes to that crossroads, it can happen when he gets challenged by his woman, the person with the feminine core. And at that time, it's like being at a crossroads in my mind, where one arrow points to one direction saying, being understood, and the other one says, understanding. And it's very easy to fall into, I think, for anyone, but if we stay with men for a moment, to fall into a trap, especially if your partner, your woman, challenges you, maybe needs to let one of their emotional storms out. It's easy to go into, but that's not true, this is how it was, and going into being understood. It takes courage, whether you're a man or a woman or what the situation is, it takes courage to just breathe and stay where you are and realize that it doesn't need to be right or wrong. The most important part is to go down the road that says understanding, because otherwise we might just escalate and make the conflict harder, stronger, more intense. But through understanding, if we really focus on that, I've seen the most amazing shifts in my own conflicts and confrontations and in those of other people. So what I want to send with you is be mindful. In your relationship, in your meetings, where do you primarily focus? On being understood or understanding?